Okay, Mr. Heng, you may start.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a month since we last see, so come the year end. Another new year going to start soon. All right, today we have this. We are covering this topic from the issue Ganoderma issue 93. Next slide. Yeah, long-term supplementation with Lingzhi that improves aging-related health problem. Okay, let's look at the introduction. Okay, last month, the world UN has just announced that the world's population is 8 billion, has crossed the 8 billion mark. Okay, it sounds like the population is growing, but actually, most countries are aging, and Singapore is no exception. And our aging rate, I think, about 20% of the population will soon cross the 65 level in 2 years' time. All right, so how to grow old healthily is an important issue for the people to consider. Everybody say, you want to be healthy. When you come to old age, you don't want to be a burden to your family members. You don't want to be bedridden. You don't want to be having problems walking, cannot have enjoy your lifestyle. All right. So naturally, when a population age, neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer and Parkinson's are very common. The rate, no doubt, is not very high, about 5% of the population, but it is a concern. Right? Stroke is also a feature that is prominently among aging population. Okay, other than that, you have cancer lah, metabolism problem lah. All these come with aging. So finding an effective intervention strategy for healthy living is in everyone's mind, right? When you tell somebody that this one is good for to prevent Alzheimer, they will eat. This one is good to prevent aging, they will eat, especially the ladies. So Lingzhi is known to promote longevity since thousands of years ago. Maybe can be a part of this intervention strategy. Okay, next page. All right, in 2021, a joint research by the Institute of Microbiology, Guangdong Academy of Science, and the School of Pharmacy, Chengdu University of PCM, found that terpenoids extracted from Lingzhi were able to mitigate age-related brain physiological decline and other age-associated pathological features. All right, the study by Miao Zhen was published in the Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience in 2021, titled Long-Term Administration of Terpenoids from Ganoderma lucidum. Ganoderma lucidum is the biological name for Lingzhi in English. Mitigates a little bit on the physiology of aging. All right, like I've said just now, as we age, the risk of getting neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer and Parkinson and stroke and heart attack increases. All right, I have a colleague whose husband also have Parkinson and start to have a bit of a problem now. All right, so basically when we are age 50 and above, when you start to be 50 years old, you'll find that problems start to come in, right? Physiological function of your organs will gradually decline, and the brain is no exception, all right? As it shows in the decline of our cognitive skill, our learning ability, our memory, our attention, our decision-making speed, and our sensory perception, vision, hearing, smell, touch, and motor coordination. All right. Of course, this Lao Hua Yan is typical one. All right. So, however, here we are looking at the brain. Keeping the brain in a normal physiological state is an important index and is normally used to evaluate healthy aging in terms of activities and of daily living. So if somebody is sharp and alert, wow, you think he's very young, very happy-go-lucky, young and hot, that kind of thing. So we all gauge that way. If someone who is, walk with a small step, with knee problem now, all that kind of thing, cannot this, cannot do that, cannot forgetful here, forgetful there, so these are all signs of not healthy. All right. Nowadays, with improved in biotechnology, okay, they can help to identify many characteristics of the aging brains. Right? Look at the cell dysfunction, cell deterioration, the telomere wear. Telomere wear is like your DNA multiplication. Also, as you age, right? Yeah, they are able to find out the inflammatory response, the energy, what are the causes of energy metabolism disorders, the cell disposal problem, cell the dysregulation of the calcium in the body, and etc. All this because of improvement in biotech, they can do all this kind of research. All right, next one. Okay, Lingzhi, as I said just now, and all of you should be aware, Lingzhi is basically a traditional Chinese medicine with a history dating back to thousands of years. It has been a food and medicine homologous resource. That means it can be a food and it can be a medicine and it can be eaten together as one, right? And it has been widely used in Asian countries to treat many kinds of ailments and for prolonging life. No toxic effects have been reported, and research has shown that Lingzhi is safe and free of toxic effects. Right? We have always mentioned that you can eat 8 bottles of our Lingzhi. 8 bottles, that is 7 times 8, 60, or 8 bottles, 8 times 8, 640 tablets in a day, and still be okay, and there's no toxic effects. All right, so Lingzhi is rich in terpenoid. Actually, terpenoid is a trademark of Lingzhi. It's polysaccharide, some other components also have polysaccharide, but terpenoid are only found in Lingzhi. Okay, and studies have shown that terpenoid can exert effective pharmacological effects in the heart, liver, spleen, and brain. Okay, just to name some. There are more to come. Right. Now we look at the research in proper. Okay, first we look at the method of the research. Okay, the research is an animal model, like I said, it's an investigative research. Of course, in investigative research, they always start with animal, right? Only this our recent vaccine is done the reverse. Okay, the study used 8 months old normal mice. C57BL6 is a normal mice, and fed them with 1 kilo of common feed that were mixed with 2 grams of Lingzhi extract. All right, 1 kilo, you add 2 grams, 1 kilo, add 2 grams, and then you mix it well, dry it up, and cut into small pellet and let the mice eat. All right. Okay, they do a HLPC of the Lingzhi extract, they found that it contained ganodermic acid A, B, C, D, G, H, ganodermic acid B, C, and D, right? Maybe our YK2 all complain of this. All right, maybe our YK2 has more terpenoid than our YK lah. Huh? All right, the mice were divided into 4 groups, male and female separate. Right, you have the male control, which have a standard diet, and then the male TGR group, which is the diet as what is described above, with 2 grams of Lingzhi extract. All right, then they will feed them for 10 months. That's why to show the long-term supplementation the effect. Okay, for 10 months, during this period they do nothing, they just feed them for 10 months. But then the mice already 18 years old, about 30 to 40% of the mice has died. All right, well, maybe about both, all the groups are average lah. I wouldn't say that the control more die or the Lingzhi has more die, but plus minus is all about that, 30 to 40%. Right, and then the surviving mice, they analyze it, those that survive. Okay, of course, they didn't mention how the mice die lah, why they might die, all that we don't know. Okay, just like we are human, if you don't live to a premature age, you may die. Maybe there are other reasons. Okay. All right, so analysis were done of the brain tissue, the eyes, the liver tissue, the kidney, spleen, and the serum. Okay, let's look at the results. Okay, first, the result, we look at appearance. Of course, we talk about aging, we always look at appearance. Right, this is an animal test. The first appearance is that they look at the coat of the animal. The coat of the teeth, the Lingzhi treated group, the group that has 10 months of consumption of Lingzhi, fat that includes Lingzhi, the coat is smooth, is glossy and smooth. All right, while the control group appear dry and sparse, and maybe lose some hairs here and there, and then maybe have patches of dry here and there, patches of no hair. Okay, it's just like some people, you see, aging, they start to be bald in the center lah, they start to have hair thinning lah, you know, they start to get bald lah. So these are equivalent to human being. So as you can see, if you consume Lingzhi in a diet, your hair is still intact and it is still glossy. Okay, I mean, my dog has been taking some Lingzhi lah, although you take the Nutri-Health, the black one, you can see, although it's not that old, but it's about 5-6 years old, it's rather smooth and glossy. All right, compared to some black dogs, you know, that is a bit dull in color. Okay, the degree of the loose skin, all right, in Lingzhi fat group were less severe, okay, than the control group. Right, this is the case. I mean, sometimes we meet friends. Friends always comment, "Hey, your skin looks quite smooth and shining. Still look young." Right. So these are all examples. All right. In this long-term consumption, you can see that the epidermis of the rats that did not consume Lingzhi is a little. What are the physiological changes that hey, my battery is running low. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Yeah, okay. Sorry, because sorry, seems to have zapped more battery than the usual.
Okay.
All right. So can you hear me now?
Can. Good.
Okay. So we look at the various physiological changes from the result. All right, there were lesser apoptotic cells in the brain and liver tissue of the Lingzhi group. Okay, apoptotic cells are dead cells. So this, what this means is that Lingzhi can help to enhance autophagy activities. Autophagy is what they call auto-consuming, like those Pac-Man eat up all the dead and old cells. All right, because all these dead and old cells, if you don't remove it, it will cause problem to existing cells. It will cause then it will subsequently imbalance the cell, and subsequently it will cause our brain damage, our like you have this neurodegenerative diseases, you have cancer, all that, all because of not able to remove all these dead cells. Okay, the telomere length in the brain and the liver tissues were longer, especially in the female Lingzhi group than the female control group, because it seems to, they also cannot explain why it has a better performance in the female than the male. So what this means is that TGL or Lingzhi can delay brain aging and liver damage caused by delaying, as a result of delaying the telomere shortening. You know, telomere is like the DNA multiplication. The DNA have to multiply, let's say, normally 7-8 times, okay, in order to complete, so that they'll be okay. But in an aging situation, after 2 times, it died, cannot continue anymore. You know, it's just like let's say those people with in English is what I call it. Thalassemia, blood problem, right? Their blood cells had a short life, right? Supposed to last, say, 120 days. It lasts only maybe 30, 40 days or 50 days, that kind of thing. So your cell supposed to last so long. It didn't last so long. Why? Because this multiplication length is shorter. So your cell is shorter. It has a shorter lifespan. So as a result, you know, it causes stress to your organ producing all these cells. Okay? And as it is, there's a higher layer of cell deterioration, cellular deterioration, okay, in the kidney of the control group than the Lingzhi group. What this indicates is that this biomarker for cell deterioration, beta galactosidase, is much more reduced by Lingzhi. Okay, Lingzhi can help to modulate the decline of this cellular deterioration. I mean, it's linked to the earlier part, right? So maybe your cell don't die off so often and such a short life. Let's say this thing's supposed to last for 3 months, it lasts for 3 months instead of lasting for 1 month, that kind of thing. All right. Then they also found that in the group, there is an abnormal accumulation of iron in the spleen among the control group than the Lingzhi group. You know, when there's impaired iron metabolism, it can cause cell death, resulting in premature aging. Okay, so you see, like people with a bit of a thyroid problem where the iron is not doing well, right? They look a bit older than it is. All right. Okay. Next slide. Then brown fats. What is brown fat? I mean, you always hear that brown fat is good. It helps us to improve our glucose metabolism, reverse insulin resistance, weight loss, burn off excess fats for energy and heat. Right? No doubt the study find that there is no weight difference between the groups in this study. But they found that when they look at the cells, they found that the Lingzhi group, the cells were smaller and much better utilized than the cells in the control group. The cells in the control group were larger. When it's larger, that means it's not flexible, not active. All right. So what this indicates is that Lingzhi can better utilize brown fats and reduce fat accumulation in the kidneys and liver. That's why in some of the research, they say that Lingzhi can improve fatty liver. This is one reason. Lingzhi can improve cholesterol. This is also one reason. Okay, right. Next one. Okay, what are the anti-aging mechanisms? Right, the study observed that there were at least 3 anti-aging mechanisms of Lingzhi. One, like I mentioned just now, slow down telomere shortening. That means it slower the rate of cellular decline, cellular aging. All right, Lingzhi enhances autophagy activity. Right, they are able to clear away old and damaged cells. When you clear away old and damaged cells, that means the cells that is living is healthy. It will not cause imbalance to the system. All right. Then 3, it regulates sphingolipid metabolism. Okay, what is sphingolipid? Sphingolipid is another form of fats are found mainly in the brain and the nerve tissue. Of course, it is you can find all over the body, but the brain and the nerve and the central nervous system is most abundant. Right? It is involved in the regulation of various physiological functions such as cell growth, cell development, aging, and lifespan. So this regulation of sphingolipid metabolism will impair normal organ function and result in aging-related diseases. Right? Because sphingolipid, like I said just now, is most abundant in the brain and the central nervous system. So if your brain a little bit on sphingolipid metabolism, of course I also have a bit of problem in understanding it, but I'm just trying to what is explained in the magazine, I just regurgitate to you, honestly. All right, to determine whether Lingzhi really target sphingolipid metabolism to exert its role in delaying aging, metabolic analysis of the serum and brain tissue were performed. What is metabolic analysis? That means they look at the components, the enzymes in the serum and the brain tissue. Okay. They found that the composition of the metabolites, like maybe certain enzymes, certain particles, or the sphingolipid particles, all very different name of under a different class. Sphingolipid is the main class. All the subsequent components inside the sphingolipid are the metabolites, and the expression of genes related to sphingolipid metabolism in the brain and the serum of the Lingzhi treated group were significantly different from the control group. All right, it's different. They find out that it's different. They can't say it's better or it's worse off. They just say that it's different. So in order to know whether it is good or bad, they compare it with young mice. They take another group of mice that is young one, also fed them with Lingzhi. They found out that the composition of the metabolites in these young mice are similar to they take this young group of young mice, and then they extract out their metabolism, their sphingolipid metabolites. They found that their metabolites were similar to the aging mice that had been consuming Lingzhi for 10 months. All right. So what does it tell you? It tells you that long-term supplementation of Lingzhi brings your sphingolipid, the metabolites in the body to the level like the 12 weeks old mice instead of a 18 months old mice. Right? 18 months is really like 30, 1.5 years already. This is only 4 months old. Right? I mean, 4 months old, 12 weeks is 12 divided by 4. 3 months old, 3 months old. So there's a big difference, right? So like instead of a 65-year-old man or that kind of a body, it brings you back to a 30-over-year-old man body, right? Okay, next one. And they did a comparison to show that it is what they study on the improvement of Lingzhi on aging. And they look at the metabolite present in the serum of transgenic mice. All right, transgenic mice are mice that has been implanted, or rather where the genes are altered to induce Alzheimer disease. Okay, and they found that the Lingzhi treated Alzheimer mice, okay, has enriched metabolites related to sphingolipids and sphingolipid metabolism as compared to those that has not been treated with Lingzhi. This group of mice, they separate they treat them one group treat with Lingzhi, one group treat without Lingzhi, and they find out that there's a difference. So therefore, the conclusion that's of the study is that if Lingzhi can be supplemented from an early stage of the disease, even it happened in a disease. Let's say they already induced the mice, right? The mice already suffer early stage of Alzheimer at a dosage of 100 milligram per kilo. So for 70 kilo man, so maybe about 7 gram. 7 gram is about maybe 18 or 16, 18 tablets capsule a day. It can slow down the speed of the decline in the brain function. All right. And how they do it? As it is, by regulating the sphingolipid metabolism. And also they found that the immune response were better, the neurotransmitter, the electrolyte balance, the synaptic transmission are between the nerves, all that are much better. Okay, right. So what is the effective components? The effective component, as I mentioned just now, indicate that ganodermic acid A is the most abundant component in the extract. This one, YK also have, our YK2 also have, all right? So the study concluded that since it's the most abundant component in the Lingzhi extract, it is therefore the one that is causing the improvement in the metabolite and the sphingolipid metabolism. However, the HLPC analysis also show that Ganoderma acid is only 0.0156% of the total extract. You look at it, 2 grams, right? 2 grams of the extract, and it's only 0.015% of the 2 grams. So it's a very limited, very small amount, right? And even the sum of all the triptanoid in the Lingzhi extract is still less than 0.1%. Right? So therefore, the study believed that the anti-aging effect of Lingzhi is the sum of all the components, right? For it to exert a multi-target, multi-directional effect to anti-aging. So anti-aging is not just one point, right? We're not just talking about one area that is causing the brain, the aging. You also need the liver, you also need the kidney, you also need all the other parts, right? So a sum of all the components are needed to exert this anti-aging effect. And moreover, triptanoid can penetrate. Triptanoid acid, triptanoic acid, which is a triptanoid group, can penetrate the blood-brain barrier. All right, the blood-brain barrier is at the blood vessel. When it comes to the brain, it is much more tighter. It doesn't allow certain things to get into the brain. All right, so let's say certain medicine that we take, it cannot go to the brain one. Why? Because our body natural mechanism is to protect the brain from all these foreign elements in case it cause infection, it cause poisoning, that kind of thing. So since that triptanoid can penetrate this barrier, the study therefore believed that Lingzhi can be an effective ingredient for delaying aging. All right, that has to be considered lah. So as conclusion, we quote this Sun Si Miao or Sun Si Miao, a famous Chinese physician in the old, that's considered the ancient pharmaceutical king of China medicine. I mean, this is a very thousands of years ago For disease prevention, food intervention, of course, is the first choice. Of course, if we always hear that they say diabetes, you eat kor kueh is good, right? People eat kor kueh. Food intervention. Okay, if anything that is a food intervention can help us with our disease, it's no harm. You can eat as much as you want, right? Then, of course, the next thing is food and medicine combined will be the next one. Only when food and medicine combined cannot be good, then we go for medicine. If you have no alternative, we will go for medicine. We go to a drug, because drug cause more damages to your body, right? So Lingzhi being a homologous medicine and food, it should be a very common thing to use as our supplement, all right? And as a regular diet to help us to protect ourselves from aging and to help us prolong our life. Okay, right? Thank you. That's my sharing for today.